everybody? It's Matt with Michigan Boneheads Outdoors, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. But I just got a couple questions, if you don't mind. Re- have you ever just pondered on all the tips and secrets that you know now that you wish that you would have had back in the day when you very first started hunting? What type of tips would you tell yourself if you were able to go back? So, like on this week's episode, I'm going to be diving in to my tips and my secrets that I would tell myself if I was able to go back and just probably have a little bit more luck into bagging bucks. So, on this week's episode, that's what we're diving into, guys. So, just sit back, relax, and welcome to another episode of Michigan Boneheads Outdoors. Let's get it. So, there is a lot of things, guys, that come to my mind when I'm thinking about this topic. But I'm just going to give you 5 tips, okay, and 5 secrets that has helped me throughout the years and has molded me into the hunter that I am today. Okay, so this is just going to be awesome. I can't wait to share some of my secrets and my tips with you. So here we go. So tip number 1, I wish I would have gave myself this tip way back when I very first started, and that is how to read terrain. What I mean by that is like aerial maps, topo lines. Uh, I mean, you name it, especially when it comes to like Google Earth and stuff like that. Like basically, try to find some of the features that stick out to me now, like pinch points and saddles and SMZs and creek bottoms and all this other. Like I really wanted to like learn how to read terrain, and I kind of taught myself, but I also learned from the Mr. Hunting Beast himself, Mr. Dan Infalt. Awesome guy. If you don't follow that page, I highly recommend you do. He has taught me a ton. I'm not even just like how to read terrain, but actually how to set up on terrain. Okay, on different terrain features, like on different, oxbows and all this other stuff. If you don't know what that means, I mean that means you just got to start doing your research. Don't be scared to learn, guys, on just different definitions. Just go out there and just wanting to learn is one like another major key. But for me, it is reading land features and reading terrain and how to set up on terrain. Another tip that I would give myself, guys, is actually how to read sign, not just buck sign, but actually deer sign in general. You know, what do actual these rubs mean? What time, there's a lot of things that comes with rubs. And I do have a video on actually how to read rubs and how to set up on rubs. But there's a lot of things that come with rubs that a lot of people don't know. And those rubs are major clues. I mean, you can basically follow a rub line, whatever it may be, basically right back to where he's to where he's basically bedding up all day, or where he's feels that he's more comfortable in daylight. So like I said, that's another tip that I would give myself if I went back, is to actually how to read deer sign and buck sign, like how to read deer tracks, how to read scrapes, runs, um, like I said, buck rubs, just the whole thing of basically just kind of like deer behavior in general, but also reading the sign. That is a major part of my success right now, is actually figuring out the sign, what it means, and also dictating when that sign was put there, because there's a lot of sign that are old, there's a lot of sign that's new, there's a lot of sign that's just kind of like in between. That sign book can dictate and tell you when those deer are in a specific area. So remember to just try to learn how to read sign. Another tip that I would give myself, guys, is actually how to read weather. What does it mean when you say barometric pressure, moon phases, fronts, wind direction? All that stuff has an effect on deer and deer behavior. So that's what I would give myself if I was able to go back. It's just, hey, learn all these definitions and learn how to read weather. We just had a front come on in just probably about like a day or two ago in Michigan. Okay. And I had probably about two or three good friends of mine just before that front came in. They put absolute slammers on the ground. Okay. I seen that barometric pressure. That barometric pressure was high. What that means is that it was really cold. I seen on my Spy Point Flex M's that it dropped into the 20s in like the beginning of October. Just last week in Michigan in October, it was it was like 70 some degrees. So that front, and like I said, that temperature drop is really what got those bucks moving. And my friends were there at the right time, and they were just able to get it done. So that's another tip, is how to read weather and how to read weather patterns and use that to help you judge deer movement. Another tip that I would actually give myself, guys, is don't be so invested into one spot. Be open to be mobile. Mobile is probably about top one or top two for me on being successful. Like I said, we probably had a lot of people that you know of, that I even did it myself. You go to the same spot over and over and over again, and you, not knowing what I know now, I overhunted it. And what that means is these deer patterned me. They figured me out. They knew what time I was there, how long I was there, how I was getting in there into my spots. Because, like I said, I overhunted it and I just kept on going to the same spot over and over and over again. So, another tip would be just keep an open mind, have a lot of spots ready, ready to go, especially in the preseason scouting season. Just like we have probably about 15, 20 spots ready to go. And during a hunting season, we would not hunt all of them. We would probably do like 7, keeping your options open. Okay, it ain't happening over here. Okay, well, maybe it's happening over there. So just don't be so invested in one spot, guys. Just keep it moving, follow the deer sign, and you're going to be more successful in the woods. And the final tip, guys, that I can give you, and I'm pretty sure this is going to shock you when I say this, is don't be so hard on yourself. The good Lord's going to bless you when He's ready to bless you. Okay. Just have fun going into the woods. Okay. We all know that when we go into the woods, if we don't see anything or not, or we do get a buck or not, or a doe or whatever it may be, we're just so glad that we're out there. I don't even care. There's really nowhere else I would rather be out, being out in the woods. But it can get discouraging. Okay. Going into spots at 4 or 5 in the morning, getting in there and getting all set up, and all you see is 2 squirrels, fighting over the same nut. You know what I mean? So it can get very, very, like I said, discouraging, and just it can drain you. But the tip is to always just stay motivated. It's going to happen. I know the Lord is going to bless me this year with something. So you just keep that optimistic brain going. Like I said, every single day getting up, or in the getting ready for the evening hunt or whatever, just have it in your head that this could be the day. So, like I said, guys, just be patient. It will happen. But like, even for me, it plays mind tricks with me. So just keep an open mind, and just have the same enthusiasm since day one. And that's going to be a really, really good tip for you. And you're going to figure out, once it does happen, it was all worth it. So now there you have it, guys. The 5 tips that I wish I could have go back and tell myself. Maybe you guys can attest to those tips too. Maybe you have some more tips that that you could have told yourself back in the day. If you can, guys, just drop them in the comments, and I would love to see what kind of things you guys would be talking about, and what type of tips that you guys have that you wish that you would have had way back in the day when you first started hunting. So, like I said, guys, put them in the comments and let's talk about it. But now, here we go. We are taking a left okay, to the secrets. And the secrets is just like what the definition of a secret is something that you figured out and you don't want to tell anybody else. But here am I'm going to be exploiting my secrets. So, secret number one is I wish that I would have known how to rattle right. Okay. That is a big uh, part of me having the success, especially in public land and especially in public land in pressured areas, you know, because Michigan is, I mean, we have over 300,000 bow hunters just in general, you know. This can attest to anybody that's on public land, whether you're Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, Missouri, Georgia, Florida, you know, everywhere that has public land. I wish I would have known this secret, and it's how to rattle right. But Michigan, we don't have the big giant 150-inch deer walking around and cutting through a open field. It just doesn't happen in my state, you know. So when it comes to rattling, is like I can attest to this too. I did it as well. What I saw on TV, I try to mimic. Okay, the knockdown, drag out fights, you know, just making it seem like two gnarly bucks are just going at it. But I did not know the secret behind it. Now is don't do that, because you are scaring every single buck in like a mile to 2 mile radius just by you just smashing the horns together. The secret for me that has worked, and I have rattled in so many bucks since the secret, is actually I took a little tiny 6 point that I harvested way back in the day and made my own little rattling, you know, 2 strings and, you know, little tiny rattling antlers with it. And what I do, guys, is I just tickle the tines. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I'm just, you know, the secret is it's like kind of curiosity kills the cat when it comes to big bucks. They're territorial, but at the same time, they want to know what's going on in their area. Why are those 2 bucks over there? They know this is my area. Why are they here? You know, it's like it's more curiosity kills the cat, especially when it comes into like the time frame that we're in now. You know, we're about to be getting into mid-October. Okay, so just lightly tickling the tines sounded like 2 bucks sparring, not fighting, but just sparring and pushing one another. That's gonna make Mr. Big Boy kind of ticked off and mad, and then he's gonna come on in. He's gonna investigate what's going on because he's already established with the rest of the deer herd that this is my spot. Why are you here? And lo and behold, you're there, and hopefully you get a shot at him. So, and then he goes and takes a dirt nap. So, like I said, one secret is don't be like a knockout drag out fight. Just be sparring. Just sound like 2 insubordinate bucks. Okay. And then I guarantee you will rattle something in the woods. And something too, that guys, like another secret that I do have that helps me is kind of correlating with what I just said with the rattling. Okay. It is the timing when you are rattling. Okay. You want to rattle at 2 times, just before daybreak and just before dawn. Okay. Probably about like 20 minutes before daylight, 30 minutes before daylight. That is awesome time if you're an evening hunter. If you're a morning hunter, you just wait until that sun just peaks up and just starts to just come on up. Start doing the little rattling sequence, start doing the little sparring sequence like I told you. And then you're going to have something come on in. I guarantee you that. But also, too, what you need to do also is how to call. Okay. A lot of people have no idea that a deer's hearing is the same as ours. They hear in the same frequency as what we do. But what they are able to do, what we can't, is pinpoint exactly where that sound came from. Okay. So if you just tickle the tines and you said that's why you see like on the TV all the time, you just see these bucks just going right, sometimes right to the base of the tree. Okay. If we heard something rattle in the woods, we're just kind of like, where'd that come from? No, the deer know exactly where it's coming from. But like I said, they hear on the same frequency. So don't be too scared to kind of lay into the call. But like I said, you don't really want to just come off as like this big 300-pound buck that's just, you don't want to do that, because there again, you're going to be scaring every single deer in the woods. Okay. Just do soft, just do soft grunts. Like I said, just before daybreak and just before dawn, with your little rattling sequence, with your little sparring sequence. And like I said, guys, you will be bringing some stuff into you and get a shot off. I guarantee you that. Another secret that I wish I would have told myself too, guys, and this is it. And I was guilty of it. I'm pretty sure, just like how everybody is going to be guilty of it. What I'm saying this is, I left the woods too early. I would get in there at like 6, 7 in the morning, get all set up. And then by 9 a.m., I'm climbing back down. And then I'm heading out of the woods. What a lot of people don't know, and like I said, I didn't know this too when I, growing up in bow hunting and deer hunting. The statistics are showing now that the movement for the biggest bucks are between 11 and 2, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 80% of the people that are in the woods have already left. So that is a major secret, is to just be patient. Be the timing, just be patient. If you're able to sit for longer hours, especially when you get into that 11, 12, 1 o'clock range, that's when these big boys are going to be moving. Okay. So that's another secret that I have, is just wait it out. Like I said, be patient, and you will see bigger bucks. I guarantee it. Okay, guys, the fifth and final secret that I have for you guys, that I wish I would have told myself way back in the day, is how to start mock scrapes. Oh my gosh, man, I'm pretty sure everybody can attest to this if you guys know what I'm talking about. Those mock scrapes are fire, man, when it's like the early season, kind of going into the pre-rut. Especially, like I said, if you know how to do them right, they are just buck magnets. Okay. What I do when I start my mock scrape is I like to grab a higher branch and I like to break it off. That way that the branches are just hanging on there so they can put their forehead glands and stuff in it. A lot of people use ropes, drippers. Some people use like swinging ropes with paracord. Um, all that works, but I just have more success just with just natural branches being broke down so they can get their antlers and put their forehead glands and stuff like that in. And it's not even just with bucks either. It's for does, because everybody knows, if you know where the does are, the bucks are going to be there. And I have a spot right now that I'm just constantly getting does in, but I know this spot from history. These bucks are going to be coming in really, really soon, actually. And I have a couple of dandies that are actually coming in right now, that are just now starting to come in. So they're going to be hanging around for a little bit. But mock scrapes are amazing starter, like I said, especially for the early season going into pre-rut. So that is a major secret. I feel like a lot of people just, I mean, the information is there, but they just don't use it. Maybe they just don't know how to use it. I do have another video on actually how to do mock scrapes. It is really awesome, really jam packed full of knowledge. It's on there on the YouTube channel, but you can go over there and check it out. But mock scrapes are a major secret to my success. So there you have it, guys. There is my 5 tips and my 5 secrets that I would have told myself way back when I started hunting. And hopefully maybe you can attest to this too. Maybe you learned a thing or two. Like I said, it helps me out. and it was just it was actually pretty cool to share my tips and to share my secrets with you. But if you can do me a favor, guys, just please subscribe to the channel. We're going pretty good here. We really want you to be part of our Boneheads family, but we can't do it without you. Um, Also, too, the Facebook thing is just taken off. Okay, like I said, we cannot do it without you guys. If you can, just give us a follow on Facebook at Michigan Boneheads Outdoors. We really appreciate it. We're really growing over there. We had over 250 follower jump in less than like 5 days. So it's popping. The YouTube page is popping, and we wanted you to be part of our family over here. And we're just continuously growing, and like I said, we want you to be part of it. So until next time, guys, just keep on bringing traditions back home, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys. Krusty Krab, yeah, 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 yeah. Pizza, pizza, yeah. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Oh, dude, I'm freaking recording it.